Bros. Let's go, bros.
Let's
Game
go.
number one.
Okay, let's go to our third competition. So we have Junichiro versus Brylle, and this is the game number one. Partner, take it away.
Let's let's go. Let's go, bros. Let's watch this number one, bros. All right, so this is Bryle's point of view, Larry. As we start this low, so late line or one late strategy. They want that, of course, they want that album to be broken down, but there's some people while the favor as well. They want the tag of war skirmishes down the line number 5, but Junichiro will be getting that advantage as he will take massive damage against Brylle, but Brylle will slowly but surely return to favor as he gets another side, or rather Junichiro will get that return to favor as well, making some enough space to push that line number 5. No one is backing down, but Junichiro says, okay, you win this line, I will be focusing on line number 4 to get that power up on line number 4. But Brylle is slowly taking damage after damage against Junichiro on this game number 1. We have a little bit of matchup coming in on line number 3. Junichiro wants that heal, additional HP for his dragons. But Brylle have another idea on line number 2. He will be pushing it down slowly but surely, getting the damage there as well on line number 5, or line number 4 rather. And also on line number 2, he will win that line, but Junichiro is really slowly winning the favor. We have a close match here. 210 versus 189. We have a one lane strategy for both of our players. Who will win this round? Who will win the race? Who's dragon walk faster or runs faster? There's freeze coming in to prevent that damage from happening, but that is presenting the favor, and Brylle will secure game number 1 in this best of 5.
Thank you, Papa Colas. That was a close fight. Look at the dragons, and that's the good thing that Brylle has a XL dragon to defend
Mm-hmm.
himself on the third lane and going through the fourth lane. But I also felt that Brylle had a confusion in the early game. If you noticed that.
Mm-hmm. It's a trades of freeze coming in for Brylle and Junichiro on that latter part of the match. It's like it's down to 120, then 189, and then they have a sliver of HP left. But the freeze is doing it for our players. We saw last night a triple freeze. Now we have a double freeze coming in for. But this is just a. It's not just a battle for third, guys. It is a match that we have, and it's really for our players. Giving it that they're all for this match, and I can expect a game number 4, at least a game number 5 for our batch number 3.
All right. Thank you for that, Papa Colas. And actually, I agree. And still, though there is a confusion in the early game,
Mm-hmm.
Brylle still get back on his feet and focusing on the
Mm-hmm.
game. It turns great. And congratulations for winning the game number 1. And let's see if they will give us a game number 4 and game number 5. As you predict, this will be a game number 3 only, but I feel that there will be a game number 5 because as we witness, our game number
Mm-hmm.
1 has a very close fight, very
Mm-hmm.
close fight. And let's see. So let's find out
Let's
right now.
let's see, bro.
Alright.
Let's go, Pare. Game
Let's
number 2.
All right, let's go, pare. Again, Junichiro versus Brylle for a third competition.
Junichiro versus Brylle. Pare. Let's go to game number 2. Will we see it 1-1, or will we see a 2-0 as we enter the DragonMaster? Let's go. So Junichiro's point of view is we are seeing right now. So they're just waiting for the cooldowns, slowly getting some strategy coming in. Line number 3, line number 2 is what we are starting right now. They just want that armor to be broken down. But on line number 5, we have a little bit of tag of war. Brylle is pushing the dragons of Junichiro on the other side, and he will be winning that round or that line. But Junichiro is the one who first initiate the damage and the armor, as well as he slowly but surely getting some massive damage done against Brylle. But there is another freeze coming in from Brylle. He don't want any push from happening, and Junichiro is just focusing on one lane strategy. Brylle will get that armor to get enough breathing room for his HP, but there will be a freeze. Junichiro is just focusing on line number 2. Now he moves on to line number 3, but Brylle is also going in on line number 4 to deal some damage. We have a close fight here as we take on game number 2. There's a freeze to prevent anything from happening on that line number 3 as we go on to our line number 4. There's a little bit of a tug of war coming in, and there's a freeze coming from Junichiro, and Brylle will securing that line number 4, and Junichiro and Brylle is battling out on that line number 5. 197 versus 202. Line number 2 is now available for Brylle, and there will be a freeze coming in for Junichiro, and there's a push, there's a defense coming in, but on line number 5, Junichiro deals the damage as he takes game number 2.
Thank you, partner. And again, we see a close fight. So I'm not sure if this will be a game number 4 on only, because I'm very sure that the next game will be a 2-1 score. Here we go again.
Oh my god, I did. Oh, pare, you're so great at predicting the score.
Your brain is loading right now.
Yeah, my brain is freezing like the dragons in the DragonMaster.
Like a priest dragon. All right. So, again, congratulations to Junichiro. So we have right now a 1-1 score. And are you ready for the third game? As you said, your prediction will be at 3 games only, but we will
No,
have.
prediction is game number 4.
Oh, really? Wait, my brain is slowly right now.
Replay.
Replay. Let's take 2. Okay, your prediction is game number 4.
Yes,
Okay.
game number 4, and Grand Palace is game number 5.
All right, so let's go on to our game number 3, partner, and let's see if this will be a 2 points for Junichiro or 2 points for Brylle. Again, this will be I'm very sure of that will be a 2-1 score.
That's a 100% prediction, partner. It's gonna be a 2-1 after game number 3.
Alright, it's like a alcohol, the 99.9%. Let's go for a game number 3.
Let's go, game number 3.
Alright, let's
Game
go.
number 3, Junichiro versus Brylle. The prediction is 2-1, just like the alcohol. 99.9% of germs is died, but the 1%, that's Sasuke. It's like in the Uchiha clan.
Let's go. Game number 3.
Alright, game number 3, Junichiro is our point of view as we head on to game number 3. Who will get the 2-1 advantage? Is it going to be Junichiro or Brylle? Same strategy for both of our players. Line or 1 lane strategy, but Junichiro said, nope, Papa Kulas, I will be going to line number 5 because there's an armor. Because Brylle is now taking its wants to take my armor and deal some damage, and he successfully get that. He returned the favor as well, but the massive damage coming in from small dragons from Junichiro is happening. But there will be a tag of war. There will be a freeze on line number 4. They want that power up. Junichiro returning the favor as well. Another freeze from Brylle. A double freeze. Let's see if Junichiro... Oh, there is no enough space as he will let that slide in. He will get stunned for 3 seconds. But Junichiro said, okay, you got that power up. I will have this damage on line number 5. This is gonna be a close match. On the line number 3, we have a little bit of tag of war going in, and I think Brylle will win this line as Junichiro will also moving on from that line as well. But if there's a damage on line number 3, there's also a damage happening from Junichiro on line number 5. Another freeze coming in. There's an extra shield or barrier for Junichiro. There's enough space to put some dragons on that line number 3. We'll see it happening here. Junichiro will return that push as he will be moving or winning that line number 3. A massive damage, and I think this is going to be it for game number 3 as Junichiro take a commanding 2-1 lead.
All right, thank you, partner. And that was very, very intense game. Always a close match game.
It's only a close match. It's like they are returning the damage. If Junichiro or Brylle will procure or inflict massive damage on Junichiro will return the favor as well. So it's a tough matchup. Let's see if it's going to be a game number 4 only, or we will have another game number 5 on our hands.
All right, so let's go back to the game. First, about Junichiro and Brylle. Actually, I just noticed that the advantage of Junichiro on the late game has many big dragons to push back, because again, we have a close match again, and the advantage here is the Q. If you're lucky in the Q dragons, you will win the lane. And I saw that Junichiro has many big dragons to push the lane, push back, and giving massive damage, as you mentioned it earlier. And that will be his advantage. And again, congratulations, Junichiro, for winning the game number 3. So, partner, let's go to our game number 5. Are you excited for our game number 4?
Yes, I'm excited to see if my prediction is another 100%.
All right. It's like an alcohol again. Pare.
Yes, pare. Let's go, pare. Game number 4, pare.
All right. Game number 4 of our third competition.
All right, game number 4, Junichiro versus Brylle. Let's see if Junichiro will be the third placer or Brylle says, nope, I will deny that for the meantime. Let's go on to game number 5. But it will start here in game number 4 if he wants that to happen. And same strategy for Junichiro. He wants line number 3, focusing on that one lane strategy, and also for Brylle, just like in game number 3, line number 2. They touched out each other's armor. They are dealing some massive damage, but a lot of pressure coming in for the side of Junichiro because he already has like a 740 HP. Oh, there's a bomb coming in from Brylle, but it's just returning each other's favor, getting some damage done, but 560 versus 700 HP. He is reserving. You can see, guys, the 2 large dragons. He is reserving that in the latter part of the game. As we head on to line number 3, Junichiro wants that power up or wants that armor. Brylle is returning the favor with the bombs on the line number 4. As we go on to line number 3, let's focus on that. There's a little bit of a tag of war coming in. A freeze coming in from Junichiro. Another push back coming in from Brylle. He don't want that line number 3 to be dominated by Junichiro, but there is no enough space for him to place some dragons as he will be getting that damage, or Junichiro will get that damage, but Brylle has a different set of mind here. He had that armor and additional HP, but on line number 5, another tug of war is coming in. Junichiro is preventing that, but Brylle has a different plan in mind. He will use that bomb dragon to prevent actions from happening on that line number 5 as we take things in a little bit of a breather for this game number 4 as we get to see. But there's a damage coming in from Junichiro. 2 small dragons already being utilized, but Brylle has a power up, an immunity per se. But on line number 3, on line number 4, you can see that 60 damage from his HP. And line number 4 is slowly getting there for Junichiro. We have a little bit of tag of war. There's a freeze coming from Junichiro on line number 5. Line number 4, slowly getting that secured for defense for Brylle. But on line number 5, this is where we can see it happening as Junichiro will dominate that line as he will be 3-1 and get that third place.